Super Mario Galaxy is a unique 3D Mario game that takes Mario into outer space. There are a ton of planets to go as you collect stars throughout the galaxy. All this to reach Bowser and rescue the princess that he kidnapped for reasons I think I'll never understand. Seriously, Bowser, explain to me why you needed Peach for this, now. No reason at all? Fine. Mario Galaxy has a collection of bosses that you face off against. Each boss has their own unique design and stage to fight in, and in this video we will go over each boss in Super Mario Galaxy and rank them based on their design and how enjoyable their boss fight was. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell to be notified for future ranking videos. My name is JuniorAlexanderLeiva, aka Mr. Awesome, and here are the Super Mario Galaxy boss rankings. Let's get this show on the road. This right here is a boss that I legitimately didn't know was actually a boss. I forgot that this enemy existed in the first place. The Mandibug Stack boss is exactly what the name implies. It's two Mandibugs, stacked on top of each other. Oh, a revolutionary concept I see. The entire battle could be done in less than a minute. You ground pound the boss once to murder its child, and then the mama gets mad. And then you allow the mama to see her child in hell, after stomping on her again. Not gonna lie, it's kind of your fault for fighting me with your child on your back. Guess that makes you a bad mom. There's not much to say about this boss, to be honest, that's not been said before in other videos. It's in the way and has a death cutscene, so it kinda counts as a boss scenario. Let's just move on. Undergrunt Gunner number 3 is the easiest Undergrunt Gunner fight and the most disappointing one out of the 3 fights in the game. You would think that after fighting for the 3rd time, you would have something new and interesting to combat against a menacing, psychotic Italian plumber who's traveling across the cosmos on a killing spree in search of a princess. Nope. This 3rd Undergrunt Gunner is actually a lot easier than the previous 2 fights. You actually have 2 ways of beating this boss. You can either stomp on its glass dome like you already know how to do, or you can use these coconuts to hit the dome if you feel like being a cool kid on the block. So long, Undergrunt. Seriously, get out of here. I need to fight a boss is actually a challenge. I like to think that this is the dad of the Mandibug Stack I killed earlier. Bugaboom is an interesting boss in Super Mario Galaxy that uses your knowledge from killing the many Mandibugs you have done already. You should have a B power up on when you encounter him, so just fly on his back and hit that ground pound to flatten him like a bug. After the first hit, he takes flight, so you have to aim higher with B Mario. After the 3rd hit, he goes into rage mode and decides to switch up his flying tactics. He'll go from normal Star Wars Millennium Falcon mode and flip to the side. But in order to beat him, you just have to time when he'll fly normally and stomp on him for the kill. At least this boss switches up things when things don't work. Topmaniac is literally a sentient Blade. The first fight is in Battle Rock Galaxy, and he's ready for a fight from the start. You have to jump on its head to remove the blades around him, and then spin attack him to move him towards the electric fence that's around you. This can be kind of annoying to do, especially when its posse's around. They like to be all on top of you and push you towards the fence. I give this boss credit for being a boss that's active, but it's a fast boss nonetheless. Let it rip to the very end. Alright, Topmaniac, you're back for another ass whooping. Let's see what you got. Oh, nothing? The second Topmaniac fight is in Dreadnought Galaxy, and only 2 things have changed. 1, he upgraded his minions to larger ones, and 2, The electric fence now moves. Yeah. Innovation. And honestly, the fence isn't really an issue with this fight. Somehow, I always conveniently hit him on the electric fence, and the minions aren't much of a difference either. Push him to the fence just like you did before, and the star is yours. Major Burrows looks like a grunt gunner got fed up with getting his ass whooped and started taking steroids. Now he wants to bully innocent creatures, and I'm not having that shit. Major Burrows is located in Gusty Garden Galaxy, and the boy's got a really bad temper to him. So for this fight, Major Burrows is digging around the planet, and all you have to do is ground pound and make him pop out, and once he pops out, you have to spin attack him. If not, he'll just run away and continue digging. Once you do that a couple times, he gets really angry and starts chasing you around, trying to really kill you. And then you just have to continue the motions of ground pounding him and literally clowning him with a spin attack. And with all that, poof, he's gone. There's really not much to do with this boss. I wouldn't expect anyone to take long beating this boss, but at least it's an original design. Undergrunt Gunner 2 is located in Toy Time Galaxy, and I have to give this fight credit for being the tallest Undergrunt Gunner out of the three. You have to use a spring jump to get to the top of him, and that's where the challenge comes in. Not from the boss, but from the spring power-up. The spring power-up can sometimes mess up where you're trying to go, but honestly, as I mentioned before, that's the only complication in this fight. You can honestly beat him faster than I can write a script about him. Other than that, this boss fight is pretty cool. It's actually funny to see the first Undergrunt Gunner be the first on this list as opposed to the rematches against him. This one is located in Gold Leaf Galaxy, and I have to give this one the most credit for having a stage set up to go against me. You have spikes covering the majority of the area, and there's a rain cloud to take away my B power up. And we have an angry boss looking to get his butt whooped. With all this stuff in the way, it's still a pretty easy boss. You just have to fly up using B Mario and ground pound him until his machine explodes. The problem with Undergrunt Gunner fights is that there's never really anything stopping me from hurting him. The majority of the time I just go up to him and do it. There's no force field or any real resistance, to be honest with you. But out of the three Undergrunt Gunner fights, the number one's the best one. Captain, we have an intruder. All hands on deck. Kamella's second fight is located in Deep Dark Galaxy. And wow, it's no different than the first fight, which we'll get to later. The only major difference between the first and the second fight is that the second fight, she changes locations halfway through the battle. She goes from a big arena to a small arena. Wow, what a strategy. Is this girl unstoppable? Such a crazy tactic. Burr is a boss fight that you only fight once in Super Mario Galaxy. He has an awesome design, so it's kind of a shame that you only see him once. He's located in Freeze Frame Galaxy, and you have to use the ice power up to get to him. The disappointing thing about this fight is that once you're up there and you manage to stay up there, you don't really have to go back down from there at all. That means you could just beat him up from that spot easily. If I would be forced to go down from his spot every time I hit him, the fight would take much longer and it would feel more like a boss fight to me. Unfortunately, the only thing stopping me from killing him is my sense of morals. And thank God, I have none. Dino Piranha is the first boss you face in Super Mario Galaxy, and this is a good introduction to the series, and honestly, it's so adorable. It's a little walking egg with its tail sticking out. Let me get you out of your shell, and okay, I regret it. Alright, let's fix this. I'm gonna put the shell back on you, and let bygones be bygones. I'm sorry to bother you. Please have a good day. I'll be on my way now. Goodbye. To beat this boss, you have to use its tail against him. He drags his tail along, and once you attack it, it will bounce back and bonk him on the head. Do this enough times to knock him unconscious and the star is yours. Honestly, I like this Dino Piranha fight. It's nice. What would a modern day 3D Mario be without Bowser Jr.? An actual good game, because look at Super Mario 3D World and Super Mario Odyssey. They're way better games than Galaxy if you ask me. In Super Mario Galaxy, Bowser Jr. fights in his airship, sending out bullet bills at you. It's a fight between his ship and the ship you're on. And if you think about it, the only way to take him down is to grab Koopa shells and throw it at his ship. That kind of makes no sense. Kinda set yourself up for failure there, buddy. You may want to look out for bullet bills and other threats that aren't Koopas. It's not that hard to aim the shell at the ship, and it can be done pretty quickly. And before you know it, he'll be running home like the little baby Bowser he is. King Caliente is an interesting design and is located in Good Egg Galaxy. He means business and he's ready to fight. To beat him, you have to bounce back the melons. Or coconuts? Seriously, what are these? Oh, that's what they are. Be sure not to confuse the coconuts for the flaming rocks that he'll shoot at you. You can't deflect those fiery rocks. Why is he capable of producing this fruit and flaming rocks out of his mouth is something I'll never understand. Honestly, King Caliente alone can stop world hunger with the fruit he produces. What's dope, once you get enough hits in, he'll deflect the fruits right back at you. So it's kind of like a game of tennis between you and him. Do this 3 times and he'll be defeated. First off, before even talking about this boss, I just want to point out that you fly into a giant butthole before this fight. Nintendo thought they were slick with this one, but no. Tarantox is a weird spider bug that is located in Space Junk Galaxy, and this fight's pretty cool. It's set on a giant spider web. You have to use this silver slingshot to shoot yourself into its multiple weak spots, and honestly, its weak spots are hard to miss. They're missable, but they're hard to miss. I like the boss mainly because it requires you to aim with the slingshot, which is different from the normal ground pound or spin attack deal. He will eventually flip over and require you to hit 3 other weak spots on his belly. Do this a few times and the star is yours for the taking. And I like how you grab the star at the end because you gotta, stretch the slingshot and just aim yourself at the star. Transformers, robots in disguise. Mega Leg is a giant robot obstacle course. He's not really a threat at all, but it's fun to run up his leg and try to get to the Grand Star. The Grand Star is blocked with a fence and glass dome. You have to track the bullet bill to the fence to break in, and do it again to get into the glass dome. This honestly ends the fight right then and there. It's an extremely short battle, which is disappointing. However, I gotta give credit where credit's due, this boss battle is unique. If he had multiple phases with different ways of reaching the top, this boss battle would have put higher on this list. But unfortunately, this boss lacks a long-lasting fight. I don't know what it is with Nintendo and making horrifying creatures underwater. However, this creature's horrifying in a good way. Kingfin is a boss located in Bonefin Galaxy. Such unique names, right? Anyways, unlike any previously mentioned bosses, this boss has the unique potential to kill you. For starters, you have to watch out for your oxygen. Second of all, with the way the swimming controls work in this game, you might actually swim into him and get hurt. Because trust me, it happens. And third of all, he summons these small little baby bonefish at you, which actually target you and can potentially clown you. I'm not gonna lie to you, these bonefish are actually kind of adorable. To defeat this boss, you have to aim the shells at the boss and throw it at him. You'll notice the more shells you throw at him, the more the boss bone structure will crack. This boss takes about 5 to 6 hits to kill, and honestly, I'm not sure if the green and red shells make a difference in terms of damage. So it'd be kind of great if you Mario Galaxy enthusiasts would let me know in the comment section, because it'd be interesting if they'd be different. This boss is honestly not hard to aim since the boss is pretty big, especially if you have the red shell. The red shell is like a homing attack. It literally clowns him quicker. The green shell, you can miss a few times, but the red shell, that's all yours. If you miss, then you must really suck. Crack some bones and the star is yours to take home. Kamella, the first fight, is probably one of the most simple bosses, but still unique at the same time. She has 2 types of magic in this fight. She has fireballs and green shells. Can you guys guess which one is needed to use against her? Of course! It's the green shell! Why this wasn't her magic kit in the first place is beyond me. As you already guessed it, you have to grab the shell as she casts it and send it right to smack her ugly face. Killing her gets you a star that was trapped inside her wand. Which is kind of more convenient to us than it is to her because she's dead. Bouldergeist is a badass boss that actually looks like he belongs in Luigi's Mansion, because the one from Luigi's Mansion, homie, kinda looks like Bouldergeist. He forms at the center of the field and he's a rocky boy that likes to throw rocks at you. For example, one of these rocks create an explodey ghost. You can spin attack to grab him and swing him around like a savage. Mario's a sick person, I'll say it 1,000 times. He's all like, I'll beat the mamafucker with another mamafucker. Swing the explodey ghost to the Bouldergeist to disassemble his rocks, and do this again and hit him where his spirit is unshielded to do some real damage. He'll grow arms at some point to try to punch you in your big Mario nose. The arms aren't really that bad to be honest, so explode him with the explodey ghost and do the same thing to Bouldergeist and the star is yours. Yay. King Caliente is back with another heated boss battle with our lovely Italian plumber over here. The second fight is a slight change, but very effective in ways. You can't stand in the same spot too long, the platform you're standing in will sink into lava, so you have to switch between the platforms in order to stay alive. This keeps you on your toes while making it more difficult to knock back the fruits. He also spawns these blue flame enemies, which can also add to the intensity of the battle. It's the same fight as the first fight, just with small details added to it. And honestly, I've had a lot more fun time with King Caliente II versus King Caliente 1. It was a little bit more difficult, especially with the floor sinking and stuff. Here comes the Koopa King himself. Bowser's first battle is pretty much set up in the way that Super Mario 64 did before. You figure out how to take care of him in the first battle, which is quick and easy. This battle only requires you to make Bowser stomp onto these blue tiles that'll spew lava on his itty bitty tail. Doing so will make Bowser run around in pain from his burnt tail. And this is the time to attack him. So once he comes close to you running, make sure to spin attack him and hit him on his back. Catch him on the other side while he's spinning in order to deal the finishing blow. This is only done once, just like in Super Mario 64. And, you know, honestly, this is just a precursor for the future fights. The final fight will require you to have many more hits like this. Aww, it's the same Dino Piranha from before. Only this time it has a bit of flames to him. I like fiery Dino Piranha's design. The red and black goes with the fire that he emits from his body, and he's more aggressive in this battle compared to the regular Dino Piranha baby thingy thing monster. His tail also bursts into flames every few seconds, which kinda makes his battle a lot more difficult than Dino Piranha, and which I like a lot because he leaves a fire trail with a little fire tail. You can't attack him when his tail is on fire because, duh, you're obviously gonna be burning. So you have to time your attack to hit the tail. Other than that, it's the same as the last battle, but a lot more fun. Bowser's second fight is not so different from the first battle. For starters, he seems to be more determined to beat you, as he does every time you beat him. He will jump multiple times to send shockwaves to damage you. He can also shoot fireballs in multiple directions. And interesting fact about Bowser in the second fight is that he has his own variation of the spin attack. It's kind of like a dark version, but it's somewhat using the same animation as Mario. This Bowser fight lasts longer than the first one and is more interesting, so it gets a higher ranking than the first fight. The number one boss in Super Mario Galaxy, and if you haven't realized, it's the Bowser final fight. The final battle between Mario and Bowser is epic, despite it being simple. You have to move from planet to planet during each phase of the battle, which is awesome. It makes it feel like you two have mastered the galaxy and can move to each planet at will. Depending on the planet you guys are fighting in determines Bowser's moveset. The first planet he turns into a giant boulder, the second planet he shoots fireballs at you, and the third planet he does the moveset you already know from the first and second Bowser fights. This is so interesting because there are different ways to attack Bowser that you have to learn literally on the fly. The first planet, you already know what to do. We've been through the song and dance twice already. The third and final Bowser fight is pretty much the best Bowser fight in all of Super Mario Galaxy. Thank you guys for watching this ranking video. For those of you that reached to the end, let me know what's your boss ranking for Super Mario Galaxy. A huge thank you to my Mr. members. You guys help keep the lights on here in my apartment. And those lovely people wearing the Mr. Awesome merch, you guys are awesome. Make sure to get your very own merchandise down below to be featured here. And as always, stay golden. Wash your hands, please.